A lot of us don't feel like we're allowed to grieve our former life. Hi, welcome back. My name's Amira David, and I am a perinatal mental health counselor. Let's talk about grief. This is not a popular topic, and our culture isn't great at dealing with grief. But when you become a parent for the first time, your entire identity and world and relationship to yourself and to your work and to your family and your lineage and all things changes. I truly believe there is not another transition in life that touches every single part of your life and another transition that is so impactful. Any transition in life, we are moving from one space to another, one identity to another, one reality to another. And with that, something is lost, and yes, something is gained. Now, in this culture, the expectation is that this should be the happiest, most joyful, most love-filled moment of your entire life. The pictures we see of new moms on billboards and in movies and things is just these glowing faces in the sunlight, holding their baby up with absolute glee. This is what's sort of called the myth of the bliss of motherhood. And while it's not completely a myth, we love our babies and we would do anything for them. That protective instinct is strong and real right away. Not everybody actually feels this bliss or even love right away. Sometimes it takes time to get to know this little creature that you just met in order to actually feel love for them. That's okay. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It just means you got to get to know this baby. Some people feel that overwhelming love right away, and some don't, and that's fine. But anyway, this grief thing, a lot of us don't feel like we're allowed to grieve our former life when we have a baby, because somehow it might mean that I don't love my baby, or that, oh no, I made a mistake by becoming a parent. What have I done? Or I can't talk about this with anyone because they might think that I'm a bad mom or a bad dad. No, actually, working through this grief is part of this transition, and it's necessary. Because what it does is it makes room, it clears out room for us to then be able to step into this new identity more fully and actually have more room for joy and to actually experience and be present with what is now. But it's necessary to work through the grief of what is no longer. So what I recommend to clients is, if you feel safe doing this with your partner, and of course I do this in session with people, but at home you can do this too, is to sit down and actually either have a conversation with each other or write it down in a journal and then share. But I think sharing is really powerful, and it's very connective to be vulnerable like this with your partner, to actually write down what you're grieving. It's okay to say out loud that you miss being able to go out for happy hour every day, or you miss being able to leave the house without having to get together a million things and worry about a blowout and have a crying baby and have to go right back home because they just pooped in their car seat and without leaking from your breasts. You know, it's okay to admit that you miss just walking out of the door. It's okay to miss your body before you had a baby. It's okay to miss who you were, that maybe you felt like a fun-loving, adventurous person and now you feel maybe kind of stuck at home. These things are necessary to express and to grieve, because when you do, then the door will open to be able to move in and sink into this new reality you find yourself in, and actually slowly be able to find ways to pull threads from your former life that made you feel like you and implement them into this new life. They might look different now, but there are going to be ways to feel more and more like yourself again. But this first, few months to even a year postpartum is this becoming process. And actually, I would say you're becoming the entire time you're a parent, but this first year is the real major transition, right? All of life is different. And as you're becoming, it's sort of this liminal in-between space where you're no longer who you were before, and you're no longer fully settled into this new identity as a mom or a dad. So be gentle with yourself in this liminal transitional space, and know that you aren't always gonna feel like you're floating, or like the ground is pulled out from under you, or like you don't know who you are. You will ease your way into your new identity. But working through grief is a really important part of this journey. I wish you well and blessings as you move through these difficult feelings that are a very natural part of becoming a new parent.